Victoria Newman's anxiety. Victoria fears for her daughter Claire, who is entangled in a dangerous alliance with Jordan. Claire's ambitious and risky plans for inheritance put both herself and others, like Sharon Newman, at great risk. Claire's ambition and missteps. Claire underestimates Jordan, thinking she can control him. Her scheming to betray Jordan leads to escalating dangers for her and her mother. Jordan's role as an antagonist. Jordan is a manipulative and ruthless figure, exploiting Claire and hiding his connection to Ian Ward. Sharon Newman's dire predicament. Sharon is drugged, unconscious, and imprisoned in a sewer. She struggles to escape while being physically and mentally impaired, with Jordan possibly impeding her attempts. Nikki and Victor Newman's contributions. Nikki suspects Jordan's connection to Ian Ward and is deeply concerned about the family's safety. Victor begins piecing together the conspiracy and devises his own plan to neutralize Jordan, with possible unintended consequences. Rising tensions and stakes. The web of intrigue grows as the characters' actions intersect, increasing risks for everyone involved. Victoria, Claire, Sharon, and others are all caught in this volatile situation. Hey everyone, welcome back to Radiant Serum. I'm Aubrey, and I hope your day is shining bright. Thank you for joining me. Let's jump right into today's video. Jordan's plan to disrupt Genoa City took a dangerous turn when she decided to eliminate Chance Chancellor, the city's most respected police officer. Chance, known for his sharp instincts and unshakable resolve, was no easy target, but Jordan's cunning and fearlessness made her a formidable opponent. Under the cover of darkness, she hid behind the oak door of his office, carefully observing his every move. As Chance turned his back to focus on his reports, Jordan struck swiftly, knocking him unconscious. Chance awoke in a cold, damp basement, his arms bound with heavy chains. Across the room, Sharon Newman, another of Jordan's captives, looked on with a mix of relief and fear. Though she had suffered in isolation, Sharon's spirit was reignited upon seeing Chance. Jordan, standing over them, seemed confident, yet her motives were clear. By eliminating Chance, she aimed to weaken Victor Newman's power in Genoa City. Victor's influence had created many enemies, and Jordan's vendetta was personal. She blamed him for a wrong only she knew. But taking down Chance was not without its risks. His absence would not go unnoticed, and those close to him, especially Sharon, would stop at nothing to find them. As time passed, Sharon, though terrified, began to formulate a plan for escape. Meanwhile, Jordan's overconfidence began to falter as the enormity of her actions started to weigh on her. Could she really eliminate Genoa City's greatest protector and escape without consequences? Chance, however, was not defeated. His training as a police officer had prepared him for situations like this. Testing his chains, he found that while the bolts were solid, there was always a way out. He needed Sharon's help and quickly formed a plan. Sharon provided key details about Jordan's routine. She came once a day to check the chains and bring food, but she was often distracted. Chance saw an opportunity. With time running out, Chance began to shift his body to test the limits of the chains. Sharon, though fearful, trusted him and agreed to help. When Jordan returned with the daily food, Sharon would distract her, buying Chance the time he needed to escape. The moment came when Jordan opened the door, confident that she had the situation under control. Sharon immediately confronted her, challenging her and trying to keep Jordan's attention focused on her. A tale of betrayal and deception unfolds as Claire steps into darkness, shattering trust and unraveling secrets. The dimly lit room was silent, broken only by the sound of Claire's footsteps on the marble floor. Once seen as the loyal, kind-hearted daughter of the Victoria family, Claire has revealed a shocking truth. She is not Victoria's biological daughter. This revelation destroyed her sense of identity, filling her with bitterness and envy. Driven by resentment, Claire allied with Jordan, a man who thrives on chaos. Together, they formed a sinister bond, targeting Victoria as their ultimate victim. Jordan reveled in Claire's transformation, celebrating her descent into darkness. Victoria remained oblivious to the plotting around her, unaware of the venomous betrayal. One fateful night, Claire, dressed in black, stood over Victoria's lifeless body. A knife in hand, blood pooling on the floor, it was a chilling tableau of murder. But was it what it seemed? Questions arise. Could Claire have truly killed Victoria, or was it an elaborate ruse? Claire's cunning intellect suggests something deeper. The supposed death might be a calculated ploy to expose Jordan's true intentions. If Victoria's lifeless state was staged, it reveals Claire as a strategist, not a villain. This twist casts doubt on her motives, leaving viewers questioning her true character. The Newman family in crisis. Nikki Newman, Victoria's mother, was shattered by her daughter's disappearance. When a lifeless body was delivered, grief consumed the Newman family. Yet the truth remained elusive. Claire, with Jordan by her side, appeared to embrace villainy. However, her alliance with Jordan masked a more intricate plan. Unbeknownst to him, Claire's manipulation may have been aimed at destroying Jordan's control. A question of morality. Is Claire a villain consumed by darkness, or a misunderstood hero seeking justice? Her motives blur the lines between good and evil. For now, the Newman family mourns. Jordan remains triumphant, unaware of Claire's deeper intentions. Victoria's fate, shrouded in mystery, leaves the audience on edge. What's next? As alliances shift and secrets unravel, the line between victim and villain becomes blurred. The story of Claire, Victoria, and Jordan challenges perceptions of loyalty and betrayal. The truth will come to light, but at what cost? Is Claire a hero, a villain, or something far more complex? Next on The Young and the Restless, Victor is almost always several steps ahead of everyone else. Sure, it seems he got caught unaware with Jordan and Ian returning to Genoa City, but perhaps that's just what he wants them to think. Now Victor realizes that Nikki, Victoria, and Claire are up to something on their own. Does he figure it out before he sets a trap? Or is Victor working to trap Ian and will figure out what is going on with his wife, daughter, and granddaughter later? Whatever Victor is planning, it's sure to be something significant. Will it end up helping? Sharon has been chained in the sewer since New Year's Eve. She's been drugged, and her situation is dire. Sharon managed to break her chains, but she passed out and was unable to get out of the sewer. Now, Sharon continues to plot her escape. How will Sharon get out of the situation she's in? Sure, Nick and Chance have a lead on her, but she may end up having to save herself. Victoria was not at all on board with Claire's plan to use herself as the bait for Jordan. She's rightfully worried about Claire's safety. Will Victoria end up taking a risk to her own life to ensure that Jordan does not get her claws into Claire again? Will it be enough to save the younger woman's life? Nick and Chance glove up and get to work breaking down the hotel room. They're on a serious hunt for clues and know the clock is ticking. Thankfully, it looks like they get a lead because Nick eventually makes his way to the sewer to find a scared and desperate Sharon, or is this just another figment of her imagination? Sharon needs a hero more than ever. She's alone, chained up, and has been effectively left for dead. She's living a nightmare, and she can't hold on for much longer. She's losing this fight, and time is running out. Hasn't this poor woman been through enough in the past year? Poor Sharon needs to catch a break, and quick. Meanwhile, Claire makes a bold move by inviting Jordan back to the tack house. They meet up at the park, and Claire brings her home. Is this a mistake Claire will soon regret? She's playing Jordan's game, but is she tough enough to take her on if things go sideways? Is a fight to the finish coming in Genoa City? Ian and Nikki go back quite a while, way back, even before Victor. Nikki was once a member of Ian's cult. She thought he'd fathered her son, Dylan, whom she gave up for adoption and only reunited with as an adult. Dylan turned out to be Paul's child, but that didn't really matter in the long run, as Dylan had to leave town and go into witness protection after doing some law enforcement thing. Nikki had reunited with her firstborn just in time to lose him forever again. Totes sad. Nikki seems to have forgotten Dylan completely. But let's pretend his loss still haunts her, late at night, when she's alone, and Victor isn't around to wonder why she isn't thinking about him exclusively. What if Ian is that person? After all, Ian has a very hard time letting go of things he believes belong to him, and he once believed Dylan belonged to him. As a prison chaplain, Ian has access to records even the high and mighty Victor Newman can't get his hands on. Don't tell Victor that. It will make him cry, but in a manly way. What if Ian has been keeping track of Dylan all these years, and now he's ready to tell Nicole where he is? But the price is a bit steep. Chance showed up at Sharon's house. Nick was there, and he wanted news about her abduction. Chance revealed that surveillance footage had tracked a car to the Riverbank Motel, which tied the whole thing to Ian Ward. Nick felt frustrated with the slow investigation. He wanted to confront Ian to force answers. Chance didn't want to, but he reluctantly agreed to accompany Nick to the motel. At the motel, Jordan decided to go through with her plan alone. After a pep talk in the mirror, she called Claire. Meanwhile, at the ranch, Claire convinced Nikki and Victoria to let her manipulate Jordan into a trap. When Jordan called, Claire asked for a meeting to discuss her plan. Jordan agreed but warned Claire that her accomplice would retaliate if Claire lied. Victor showed up, and he seemed to suspect something was going on. Nikki tried to play it off, and they talked about the search for Sharon. Victor left, but he lurked on the stairs to eavesdrop. Meanwhile, Claire met Jordan at the park. Claire pretended to share her aunt's hatred for the Newmans, and she said she had been conning them all along. Jordan seemed to accept Claire's story, moved by her niece's plea for reconnection. Nick and Chance searched Ian's motel room, finding evidence suggesting Ian had a female accomplice. Chance began securing a search warrant after finding lipstick on a glass, reinforcing suspicions of an accomplice. Jordan spotted him and slipped away. Back at the ranch, Claire told Nikki and Victoria that her act had worked. Jordan believed her and was willing to collaborate. When pressed for details, Claire revealed she had convinced Jordan by claiming she was ready to kill Victoria. That, of course, surprised Victoria and Nikki. The Young and the Restless spoilers confirm that Claire Grace Newman is indeed playing with fire these days. Even though we don't blame her for getting to her breaking point, we do feel she needs to be cautious. Or the aforementioned fire may end up engulfing the beautiful life she has created for herself after breaking free from her Aunt Jordan's vicious clutches. The recent episodes saw Claire coming face to face with her aunt once again. For a split second there, it appeared as though Claire had embraced her dark side once again. But the Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that it was just an attempt to play Jordan. Claire feels that Jordan's atrocities have gone on for too long. She told Nikki and Victoria that she will take down Jordan for good, with or without them. So even though Claire hasn't really gone back to the dark side, she certainly seems to have embraced a part of it to defeat Jordan. But at what cost? We know how dangerous Jordan is. Not too long ago, she managed to kidnap both Claire and Harrison from his bedroom. That goes a long way in proving how sinister, resourceful, and unpredictable she can be. Not only to the people she hates, but to everyone around them. If Claire isn't too careful, her conflict could cause a much bigger problem that she isn't prepared for at all. We know Summer still has feelings for Kyle and wants Harrison's custody. She could make a legal move for the custody, claiming that Kyle's girlfriend Claire is a danger for Harrison. She no doubt will use Harrison's past kidnapping as proof of her statement. But how will Kyle react to it? The Young and the Restless spoilers have put Chance Chancellor on some serious detective duty. The latest investigation leads GC's heartthrob straight into the lion's den, aka Ian Ward's shady motel room. It's the same spot where Sharon Newman was put to sleep before Jordan changed her mind. Interestingly, this isn't your average sleuthing session, and Chance must watch for his back. Someone's keeping an eye on him. Is it Jordan? As per The Young and the Restless spoilers, Chance has teamed up with Nick Newman. The latter knows it in his bones that Sharon's kidnapper is linked to Ian. Nick has nothing but a gut feeling and some fuzzy security footage to crack the case, yet he's super ready. However, they might face serious trouble before their big "we did it" moment. So the search at the motel starts with a fascinating clue: a lipstick-stained glass. The little tiny detail reveals that Ian's partner in crime is a she. Next, Chance starts to piece this puzzle together, while Nick eventually steps out for some air. Now, our favorite detective is all alone in a room where Ian and Jordan have planned most of their deadly crimes. Getting the chills already? In the tantalizing twist, Jordan peeks inside through the door that's left ajar. Additionally, the woman eavesdrops and absorbs Chance's conversation like a sponge. He's potentially sharing his findings with someone at the GCPD. Will Chance notice her before it's too late? Undoubtedly, Jordan may spin out of control and choose the rogue way. What if Chance turns around and gets knocked out? On the flip side, he may also confront the villain head-on, just as she sneaks up to launch an attack. Thankfully, Jordan may land a hit, but Chance isn't dropping dead. Why? The drama is ramping up on Young and Restless as the window for rescuing Sharon narrows and the walls close in on Jordan. What will happen next? Much has been said on social media about Sharon being held captive in an underground sewer in the middle of a freezing cold Wisconsin winter, wearing nothing more than a glitzy New Year's Eve jumpsuit. And how she hasn't died of hypothermia already remains a mystery. Nick has constantly pressed Chance about time running out to save Sharon without being specific as to what exactly he means by that, but hey, it's a soap opera. As it stands, Sharon is alive and no longer chained, but has collapsed due to what we can only assume is weakness, the effects of the PCP, and dehydration, as she recently discovered the only water left for her was tainted by the drugs. Chance and Nick, meanwhile, are getting closer in their quest to find her, with the Y&R weekly preview video teasing that they will find Jordan's lipstick print on a glass in the motel room. With Nick's growing impatience to locate Sharon, it's only a matter of time before he locates her. In fact, fans won't have to wait long at all for the Newman's White Knight moment. Sneak peek pics have him arriving in the sewer on Wednesday's episode. Unless, of course, this is another hallucination on Sharon's part. After all, it wouldn't be the first time she's conjured up her hero. Meanwhile, Claire has put into motion a plan to rid herself and her family of crazy Aunt Jordan once and for all, or has she? We couldn't help but wonder, what the heck is going on here? When we saw the preview photos of what happens next with her and Jordan. Things that make you go, We get that Claire's plan relies on convincing Jordan that they're a team again, working together against the Newmans, but the young woman may be crossing a line when she brings her diabolical aunt into the family's inner sanctum. Yes, that's right, we said inner sanctum. The Tack House to be specific. Where Victoria lives. Where Katie and Johnny live. We're honestly surprised Jordan agreed to walk into the lion's den, as it were, considering it could well be a trap. Indeed, Young and Restless spoilers tell us that Victor springs one on the unsuspecting villainess by Thursday, so Claire luring Jordan onto the property could be a part of it. Victoria and Nikki had to sit at home discussing how to get away with murder while Claire went to meet Jordan. While Victoria and Nikki were beside themselves, wondering how they would get out of this mess with everyone unscathed, Claire was plotting her mom's murder with Jordan. Victoria had concerns when Jordan was joining Nikki at Chancellor Industries. She thought that all the changes in Jordan's life were too overwhelming, and she worried that it would be too much, too soon, and Claire wouldn't be able to handle it. She even wondered if it would trigger some of her old behaviors. Now, Victoria's daughter went from becoming a Newman to falling in love for the first time to starting a fantastic new job in the family company, and the next day, she was plotting Victoria's murder. It wouldn't be odd for Victoria to wonder, is Claire okay? Victoria knows that tricking Jordan is making a deal with the devil, and it can all go horribly wrong at any second. None of this is what she wanted for her daughter. Meanwhile, Victor knew that something was up. Every time he walks into the room, his wife and daughter act suspiciously. On Wednesday, Victor catches on to what Nikki, Claire, and Victoria are involved in with Jordan. He eavesdrops as they make plans for Jordan. When they leave the ranch house, Victor knows there is no way he's going to let them deal with her on their own, and he sets a trap. But will it work, or will it mess up Claire's plan? Time is running out for Sharon. She can't drink water, or she'll be drugged, and she needs it to survive. She has to be her own champion, but she's struggling to even walk. On Wednesday, Sharon plots her escape from the old sewer, but can she actually just leave? Meanwhile, Chance has requested a search warrant for Ian's room, and Nick has left to find Sharon on his own. When Nick shows up in the sewer this time, is it for real? Or is Sharon having yet another one of her hallucinations? On The Young and the Restless, Claire decided someone was going to die. When she told her idea to Victoria and Nikki, Claire matter-of-factly stated that her Aunt Jordan could never be redeemed and would never stop hurting them. Therefore, Claire surmised that the only way to deal with Jordan was to kill her. However, she told Jordan she was ready to carry out their original plan to destroy the Newmans. All they had to do was kill Victoria, and they would be set for life. So, which side is Claire telling the truth? Last week, fans of The Young and the Restless were shocked when Claire Newman has suddenly changed everyone's lives without so much as batting an eye. While she claims that old instincts kicked in when she saw her Aunt Jordan, she also managed to have a detailed plan ready to tell her on the spot. But she did the same with her grandmother and mother at home. The problem is that both plans are elaborate and deadly, but the words just rolled off Claire's tongue as she spelled out the plan to both sides. Which one is the real plan? Honestly, it's hard to tell. The Claire we've seen for the past year seems to have disappeared. She calmly explains cold-blooded murder as if she's giving a recipe for chocolate chip cookies. On the flip side, all of the feelings that Claire claimed to have that were triggered by Aunt Jordan don't seem to exist anymore. She drums up tears and explanations so easily that they seem genuine enough to convince heartless Jordan to cry and have viewers wondering if it's legit. If Claire is playing both sides, whether Jordan or Victoria is the victim of a murder, it might not really matter to Claire because either could be a win-win. If Jordan is killed, Claire has Victoria and Nikki to thank. She could even find a way to get out of jail time, or they would cover for her to protect her. She would remain a Newman and live a life of luxury and power. If Claire is telling the truth to Jordan and doesn't believe that she'll ever fully fit in with her high society life, not necessarily because of how others feel, but how she sees herself, it might not be her plan A. But if she can't have Jordan knocked off, staying on her aunt's good side is a good idea when making deals with the devil. If Victoria were killed, it would be classified as a plan gone wrong at the hands of Jordan Howard. No one would believe that Claire actually wanted her mom to die, but she would wait and get her inheritance, and then she could run off with Jordan and be set for life financially. As for the immediate danger and what to do about Jordan, Victor has overheard their plans and is about to intervene, and Chance and Nick are so close to discovering Jordan as well. But winning this battle doesn't mean the war is over. Victoria's daughter went from being Jordan's minion to destroy the Newmans, to becoming a Newman herself, to falling in love for the first time, to starting a fantastic new job in the family company. all in 12 months. Victoria had been worried it would all be too much for Claire, and she would be triggered to revert to her old coping skills. Now, out of nowhere, Claire wants to kill Jordan and be the pawn, but is telling Jordan she wants to kill Victoria. And she says it also confidently, without emotion. Is this the same faking us out that the young and the restless viewers saw with the Abbotts? Or are Claire's motives more genuine? If they come through this unscathed, will Victoria ever be able to look at Claire the same way? Will Victoria always wonder if Claire wants to knock her off for her inheritance? Claire just proved that she is capable of murder without remorse. Is this going to change Claire and Victoria's relationship forever? The young and the restless spoilers and updates reveal recently, some viewers found themselves questioning whether Claire Newman had reverted to her darker tendencies. While it was revealed that Claire was merely manipulating Jordan, her newfound demeanor towards her great-aunt suggests that she still possesses a certain level of danger. The young and the restless spoilers, Claire Grace can't be blamed. It's only fair to acknowledge that Claire's breaking point was inevitable. Jordan should have been dealt with much earlier, so it's refreshing to see Claire come to the conclusion that eliminating her is the only way to restore balance. Yet, it's unsettling to witness Claire's casual demeanor regarding the act of taking a life, even if that life belongs to the malevolent and deranged Jordan. This stark contrast clashes with the sweet, innocent persona the show has crafted for Claire since her release from the psychiatric facility. It seems Claire views this deadly mission against Jordan as a chance for redemption, a rather twisted perspective indeed. And our spoilers. Claire Grace grew up in an extremely toxic environment. Claire likely would never have had the capacity to take a life, Jordan's included, if it weren't for the toxic influence of her upbringing. Jordan's shadow looms large, manifesting in unexpected ways. This reality could raise alarms for Summer Newman, especially now that Claire is growing closer to Kyle Abbott. While Claire, along with Victoria and Nikki Newman, plot to end Jordan, Summer Newman might still catch wind of the truth. Regardless of whether Jordan meets her end, Summer could discover that Claire was at the forefront of a plot to eliminate him. Ironically, Summer harbors a deep-seated animosity toward Jordan for her role in Harrison's kidnapping, which might lead her to overlook Claire's involvement. The young and the restless spoilers, Summer Newman's excuse to stir up drama. Summer could seize this opportunity to escalate the custody conflict. It's clear that she feels increasingly threatened by Claire's expanding influence in Kyle and Harrison's lives. Summer might cling to the notion that Claire is still a threat and decide she wants to exclude her from Harrison's upbringing. With Jordan being the one responsible for Heather Stevens' tragic end and for running Phyllis Summers off the road, Summer will certainly empathize. After all, her own mother's life was in danger from Jordan, so how can she not relate with the urge to seek retribution once the truth is revealed? Nevertheless, Claire's calm demeanor while scheming against others could provide Summer with the ammunition she needs to resist Kyle's relationship with her. And our spoilers. Is Claire Grace too dangerous to be around Harrison Abbott? Summer could contend that Jordan's impact on Claire will always linger, posing potential challenges for Harrison Abbott as he matures. Is there a chance that Summer's custody battle will flare up again? Will she attempt to persuade Kyle that Claire poses a threat to Harrison's safety? Our predictions for and R suggest that Summer will discover new tactics to meddle in Kyle and Claire's relationship, so keep an eye out for her next move. The young and the restless spoilers for Tuesday, January 21, promise some interesting plot twists in the land of Genoa City. Someone is exhibiting some suspicious actions, while a character gains a villain's trust, and two heroes follow a lead to rescue a loved one. What's said to unravel during Tuesday's show? Time to find out. The young and the restless spoilers, Victor Newman knows something is up. And our spoilers for Tuesday, January 21. reveal that after a small hiatus, the soap will return in full force. Victor Newman will feel as if something is up during Tuesday's episode. Fans saw him peek out of the doorway when Nikki Newman, Claire Newman, and Victoria Newman were conspiring against Jordan on the Friday, January 17 show, so it's no wonder that Victor will wonder what's going on. The mustache may not know exactly what's up, but he knows something is up, and during Tuesday's show, he'll become suspicious of his wife's actions. I&R spoilers, Claire Newman gains Jordan's trust. Speaking of Y&R spoilers for Tuesday, January 21, suggest that Claire will gain Jordan's trust as she continues to plot against her aunt. A Y&R preview picture shows Claire and Jordan at the Tack House, so it looks like she may gain her trust by opening the door to her home. Still, how will the young Newman bring the vile villainess down? Fans will have to tune in to find out. The Young and the Restless spoilers, Nick Newman and Chance Chancellor follow a lead. Lastly, Y&R spoilers for Tuesday's episode reveal that Nick Newman and Chance Chancellor will follow a lead. So will they inch closer to saving Sharon Newman? Sharon is unfortunately on her last leg and is in desperate need of rescuing. It's becoming a life-or-death situation at this point. Will the men save her in time? Will Jordan or Ian Ward interfere with a possible rescue? It'll be interesting to see what happens to Sharon and how she'll make it home this week. The Young and the Restless spoilers and updates tease Chance Chancellor will head to the motel room of Ian Ward, accompanied by Nick Newman. Together, they'll sift through clues in their quest to uncover the location of Sharon Newman. The Young and the Restless spoilers. The person on the footage seemed familiar to Nick. Nick squinted at the security footage, a sense of déjà vu washing over him. The figure looked vaguely familiar, yet he couldn't put a name to the face. Despite his uncertainty, he harbored a strong suspicion that Sharon's abductor was connected to Ian. With this belief driving him, Nick hoped that scouring the motel room would yield some crucial leads. Meanwhile, Chance shared this hopeful sentiment and stumbled upon a pivotal clue when it dawned on him that Ian's partner in crime was a woman. The telltale glass marked with lipstick would surface during the week of January 20 to 24, providing a significant breakthrough. However, it appeared that Nick might decide to leave Chance behind in that motel room, a choice that could place the diligent detective in peril. Y&R spoilers. Jordan Howard will likely eavesdrop when she gets back to the motel room. Fans should brace themselves for an unexpected appearance by Jordan, who will be caught eavesdropping just outside a slightly open door. Chance, engaged in a phone conversation, might be sharing his latest discoveries with someone at the GCPD. This scenario opens the door for Jordan to stealthily approach Chance and potentially take him down, especially if she feels threatened by his proximity to uncovering her true identity. On the flip side, Chance might just turn around and unveil the identity of Ian's partner in crime. This could lead to a perilous confrontation between them, with the possibility of Chance ending up in a precarious situation. The Young and the Restless spoilers. Jordan Howard will likely attack Chance Chancellor. In moments like this, Jordan is likely to strike first, perhaps delivering a swift blow to Chance's head before making a hasty escape to evade capture. However, we know that Chance will soon find himself embroiled in some upcoming drama with Ian at the ranch, so he'll be just fine in the end. If Jordan does manage to land a hit, any harm inflicted on Chance would be minimal essentially. She's not capable of causing any real injury here. He might end up with just a little bump on the head, but fortunately, he won't be taken out of the game entirely. There's also a chance that Jordan could slip away unnoticed, but we can't help but hope for a dramatic showdown between Chance and Jordan. Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you agree or disagree? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates. Your opinions matter, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.